Welcome to the TDC Today Show communities. My name is Sue Roscoff. The Disability Channel is out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, showcasing abilities. TDC provides digital media production, education, and employment programs by and for persons with disabilities and veterans. And it's through media, training, and community partnerships that we create opportunities where we champion inclusion and truly make a difference for everybody. Join me today as my co host, Michael Martin Hummel, joins us. He is a writer, speaker, and podcaster dedicated to bridging the gap between the disabled and able bodied communities. And I am, as always, so happy to see you, Michael. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me in. It's always good to see you.
Always a good time. And if you want to catch us up a little bit, what's all been happening in your world?
Yesterday was my anniversary, and in 3 days is my birthday.
Oh, this is a big week in the Hummel household.
Yes, it is.
Awesome. Well, happy anniversary and early happy birthday. So excited to hear
Thank you.
that.
Thank you.
So I know we were talking a little bit earlier about communities and,
Mm.
TDC Today Show communities. That really hits the spot here with that conversation. And I want to ask you a little bit about I know way back you had written a book,
Hmm.
and I know that was all part of um well, here, let me ask you, share a little bit about what your book was about, and and we'll go from there. Let's start with that.
It was just basically ideas that I had about how I thought we could possibly bridge the gap and get the relationships between able-bodied and disabled people closer together, and it was just basically the ideas I had on that.
Um, and that is brilliant. I love that you did that. And what inspired you to do that?
Honestly, it came to me. I just had these ideas that went in my head that eventually forced me to write the book. I didn't want to, but I would lay lay awake at night for writing the book it, by itself, and so I had to get it out because it was just annoying me,
Well,
honestly.
that's kind of a calling then, right?
Yeah,
It was given to you to share with
yeah,
the world, and I'm so glad you did take the time to write all that out. And any thoughts of maybe a future version of this as well?
yeah. I want to do a better second version of the book. I just haven't figured out when.
So,
But I am writing a book now, which is basically a guidebook on a guidebook for disabled creatives to be better seen, heard, seen, heard, felt, and understood.
oh, that's huge. I mean, really, who doesn't have that in them at some point where you want to be seen, felt, heard, understood? We all have that desire in us, and I think some people, depending on how, actually depending on lots of factors, first thing that popped in my mind is how outgoing you are, how forward a person is. They can be heard maybe a little more, but truly to be in a space where you are not only heard but felt,
Mhm.
understood.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that I absolutely love that.
Mm. Like years ago, before I even had these thoughts on writing a book or having the focus be working on disability, I had this thing where I would write reviews on local concerts, albums, EPs, plays, musicals, uh, theater shows, and the reason I did it was because I'm an introvert. So I figured if I force myself to do that, I will force myself to get out there, go places that I would wouldn't normally go, and meet people that I wouldn't normally meet.
That that's very brave and very admirable to do because I know as a fellow introvert, I kind of
Mm,
consider myself an extroverted introvert, maybe. Depending on the scenario I'm in, I can come across very extroverted, but truly deep down, I'm an introvert. I
yes.
like my alone time. I like to be able to recharge with myself. There's everybody's got different strengths and different abilities, different ways that things work best for ourselves, right?
Yeah.
And that oh boy, to be able to share that then and to put yourself on purpose in a situation that you know is going to stretch yourself. I
Yeah.
love that.
That's why I did it because I knew it would stretch my comfort zone and it would just get me out there and get me to learn different things and be able to meet people and help them.
Perfect. Well, okay, I've got a question for you. So I know with when you're talking about the book that you wrote a long time ago and
Hmm.
bridging the gap, what would be a piece of advice that you have to share out there with what people can do, whoever they are? What, and you can take this from whatever angle you want, but what's a something that maybe would help bridge that gap? What's a practical piece of advice for people?
If you're curious, start the conversation.
Oh,
Don't be
I like
afraid. Don't be afraid. Just jump in because all that's going to happen is y- you'll either meet someone who's might be a little pissy and the conversation won't go anywhere, or you'll learn something new and you'll have a great conversation, which I've had both.
that. I don't know why that hit me so profoundly, but that really did. If you're curious, start the conversation. I think our own insecurities sometimes hold us back. I know I've been one that's like, I don't want to put myself out there. I don't want to ask because, then I don't know what I'm afraid of. What the heck is there to be afraid of? Yeah, if you're curious, just start the conversation because if you're asking people, the worst thing you're going to get is a no, right? No, no, wait, I don't want that. I don't want to talk right now. Or that if that's really the worst thing that's going to happen, what's the harm?
Yeah,
Start that conversation, and I'm pretty confident that most of the time people are going to be open to having that conversation,
yeah,
whatever that looks like.
and like part of the issue that I've come across is like you don't know what they're gonna say, but like, what's the harm in trying? Because you're either way, your life's gonna change.
That's beautiful. Yeah, we've got a good friend that I'm trying to think if he's been on here with us in the past. It's been a long time actually. But he is I don't know if I want to call him my benchmark or he's a really good friend and he is a gentleman with cerebral palsy, uses a power wheelchair to get around and he has taught me so much over
Mm,
the years about what it's like to be in a different pair of shoes. He gets around with the chair and just we've had such different life experiences and he's such a good friend. I mean, we're both very open to whatever the conversation. It's all good.
yeah,
And again, I have learned so much
Yeah.
because of being willing to have that conversation. And, because I think I was around once when somebody even asked him, do you wish you didn't have cerebral palsy and you were able to just walk around and be, play basketball like I do, that type of a thing, having that question come up.
Yeah.
And his answer on that one, he said, no, because then I wouldn't have experienced all the things that I have. He
And
appreciates that experience.
I've had that exact question, and that's pretty much my answer.
'Cause-
I wouldn't change a thing because you don't know what else would change in your life,
Oh,
and you
yeah,
don't know the experiences that you wouldn't have, and the people that you wouldn't have met,
yeah,
and that's huge.
that is huge. That is so huge. And I think
That's,
that
I
was a
honestly
surprise that
think
good.
I honestly think everyone has a purpose, and my purpose
100%
is
agree.
to help people with disabilities. And if I didn't have one, I wouldn't be as interested as I am to make that happen.
You gotta
So
listen to yourself.
if I have to like sacrifice certain things that make my life harder to do that, I'm okay with it.
That is perfect because yeah, you got to follow where your heart takes you. And like you were saying with your book, it came to you. You had no
Yeah,
choice but to write that because you had to.
yeah.
It was in you and bothering you not having that done.
Yeah.
That's what I heard, from what you were saying.
Oh yeah,
And
it would. I would be laying awake at night and thinking about what the next chapter would be. And honestly, it was just annoying me. So I had to get it done.
I love that. Yeah, that's the, life would be. I picture sometimes like how our lives progress. I actually, sorry, too many thoughts hitting my brain at once. I actually did a talk not that long ago on the thin threads and trusting your journey and
Mhm.
how, because when I think back, it's like I never pictured myself being in a position like this where I get to have these amazing conversations and get to share that out with the world. Here we are with the Disability Channel. We're getting to share these conversations out there and introduce people that are absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And it's a wild ride. And you got to trust that journey. You're going to get to a place that you don't know where the destination is, but yeah, follow your heart, follow that path, see where you're going. Oh,
Mm.
love this. And I know we do have Marianne of Waikiki in the background here joining us as well, and want to give her a chance to come on in and say hello, or shall I say aloha? How you doing, Marianne?
Aloha. Thank you so much. Great to be here and congratulations on being an author. That thought to action takes some time. And I went through that journey as well, living in Hawaii. And through guided meditation, I was told I was going to write a series of children's sign language books with puppets. And I laughed. Why me? Who, what, when, where, how, why? And I kind of trained my brain when I slept, just like you, was like the characters would pop in my head and what were they doing. But a lot of it was really what's happening around the world. And Sue, if you could prep us for the Clean Water Foundation video, I can explain more of the stories because now I have them into 4 book trailers. So the first book is Underwater Acts of Kindness, dedicated to Boyd and Slat for the Great Pacific Patch and ocean cleanup because the garbage was floating around my sailboat and other sailboats, and we wanted to know why and where was it coming from. So it was coming from the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. And over the years of dedicated service, I wrote my first book, I think in 2016, so a decade ago. That was the first book and published. So that was that thought to action and using graphic designers and puppets and positioning them. And my writer, Suzanne Sims, because I couldn't do it all. But I also hold Lucy Lynch sing at our Unity Church of Hawaii, which gave the inspiration to a soundtrack to bring the books into an animation movies, which you'll hear her angelic voice. Seeing love is the only way. And so I would have thought I would be done with one, but no, I went sailing up the ICW and came back. And a teacher told me about Donors Choose, and she requests copies of the books. And she was funded in 2 weeks. And we went on campus, introduced Dr. Fingers, the finger spelling hermit crab, and they were so excited. And we talked about picking up plastic, picking up garbage at the McDonald's, the bus stop, on the beach, and making awareness for the love of water, which introduces our character Waterflow the deaf whale, which we dedicated to Leon McLaughlin of Clean Water Foundation, who I met in Honolulu. He was visiting and setting up some fundraisers, and I said, hey, read my book on the way back when you fly over back to Seattle, when you really do fly over that Great Pacific Garbage Patch. You know what's really going on. So he got it. And of course, he's a creator, a founder that's created water units to clean water. And he's been doing it around the world. And so we're so honored to partner with each other. And we have dedicated this book to him. So, Sue, if you could be kind and show the book trailer. And every Saturday, we are showcasing the book chapters with our storyteller, Santa Papa John, on the World of Ability podcast, and through Kurt Roscoff and Sue Roscoff and the Disability Channel. And it's also streamed on the Mark TV, as you can see our advertisers and sponsors here on our logo down here. And Nonprofit TV is showcasing these book trailers into Denny's restaurants. So, Michael, you never know what's going to happen. You thought that action, and now it's going worldwide and getting it out. So, yes, I am heard by some people who can really hear with their two ears, but we're also signing for our deaf community and hard of hearing, which happens to be over a 500 million people now worldwide who really can't hear. I know it's making a fun of, I want to be heard, but a lot of the people in our population now have a hearing loss and it's hard to be heard. But I understand that pun and fun. And so that's why we have sign language characters. And my goal is to bring them into animation movies. So again, congratulations on your first book, that thought to action, getting it out there. You got the second drive, keep it going. And you also have your conferences coming up in May. And so we got people, speakers that you're looking for and everything. So Sue, if you can.
Yep, I'm ready. Here, we'll go ahead and share that book trailer here.
For the love of water, World Water Year. Join us as we celebrate World Water Day with the fourth book in the Acts of Kindness series by Marianne of Waikiki. Meet Robo Motivation, a brave robot delivering clean water to schools worldwide. Alongside Waterflow the whale, our deaf ocean hero, they show that every act of kindness can change the world, one drop at a time. Plus, meet Pollination, the inspiring bee championing sustainability, and Mr. Penmanship, the Emperor Penguin, urging you to stand up for climate change by writing to Greenpeace. Powered by Lucy Lynch's Love is the Only Way. This movement reminds us that love, kindness, and action create waves of change. This book is dedicated to Leon McLaughlin, founder of Clean Water Foundation, Seattle, Washington, USA. All U.S. classroom teachers can request copies for every student through donorschoose.org. Support a classroom, build a future. Get your copy today on Amazon and visit actofkindnessseries.com. Unite for the love of water.
And there you have it. Love that trailer. So, and with that, I think I see the one and only, well, I say the one and only, and then I always get corrected. My one and only Kurt Roscoff joining us. I'm going to go ahead and bring you on in so you can say hello. How you doing, Kurt? Oh, and I can't hear you. I can hear you talking upstairs, but I can't hear you through the mic for some reason. You're being censored. What did you do? Uh-oh. Well, and I know we also have Florence in the background here as well, and it's lovely to have you with us. If you want to come in to say anything, you are more than welcome to.
Oh, yes. Are you hearing me?
Yes, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm great. Good,
Excellent.
good to see everyone. Yeah, one comment I wanted to make is, we talk about disability and all of that. I want to say every maybe the whole world has everybody has a disability, whether you could see it or not. Thinking about me, I feel that even though you hear me talk on a platform like this and so forth, it's, it has been very, very hard for me to use my voice to let people know, like, oh, you've hurt me, or I'm having a hard this situation, the emotions, like since I was a child until now, I'm now learning how to use my voice in that way. I really consider that a disability. And I wonder how many other disabilities there are that we are unaware of.
Yeah.
Even, we're not in
Mhm.
wheelchairs or we're not whatever, but we do have disabilities.
Yeah. We all have our strengths and our weaknesses,
Yes.
that's that's real. Everybody is unique. There's always, I just want to be normal or whatever word you want to. What does that even mean?
Yes,
It's like you
exactly.
want to be average. You
Yes,
really, we all have our own unique pieces that
yes,
make us who we are. And yeah, you know what? I think sometimes it does take a lifetime to figure out how to figure ourselves out too. How do I
hmm,
do things in a way that's going to be the best for me, the best for those around us? And we're always learning. And I think that's
yes.
challenging. Uh, we want to be we're experts at us, right? Except I know, just speaking for myself, I've got blind spots. I've got
Except we are not. Except we are not.
so as long as we're all doing the best we can, I think that's what more can we ask for? Right? Put your heart in the right place and put yourself out there. And I know, as Michael said earlier, if you're curious, start the conversation. I absolutely love that. So, and Kurt, I was just going
Yes,
to check back
yes.
in with you to see if your mic is back up yet, if you want to say anything to us.
Sound check. Sound check.
Ah,
Any?
there you go.
Yeah. So yeah, things are going good here. Yeah, I missed the beginning of the program because a company called Moxie wanted to sell us pest control. So I
Is that why I
did.
heard the dog going a little berserk up there?
Yeah. So if you need pest control, you can call Moxie Sue, just in case you're in need.
Good. Noted. So outside of that, any words to share tonight?
Well, today's been a pretty spectacular day. We're taking on planning ahead for August, being, social movement month and running a social impact summit during the week of August 9th through the 15th. And so we already have our friend Ben Thomas lined up to take on 3 Central, 4 Eastern, Monday through Friday, with a sustained ability program that he's got. He's got, kind of a unique exchange plan for each day of the week, Money Monday. Tuesday is, I forget what Tuesday is. Got to look at my notes, but he's got every day Tech Tuesday and Wednesday's workaholic Wednesday, so it gets into like self-care and stuff like that. And then you have threading Thursday, which kind of brings us into networking and weaving and all that kind of stuff. And then fun Friday. So we're doing a lot of innovating here, folks. Facilitating new programming. Saturday we've got a map matchmaking program at 12:30 Central, 1:30 Eastern with the Mutual Aid Network. And when you talk about going mad, that's according to Barry Shore, our ambassador of joy. it's making a difference. Let's go mad. And so yeah, lots of neat stuff going on. Talking to Mark Balin, he's got us on, developing a program of being, a service that serves as a chief marketing officer, for entrepreneurs and business people and becoming financial stakeholders in other people's businesses. So new opportunities, new fashions. I said coming into the year, it's 2026, so we're bringing you new tricks. Back to you, Sue.
Excellent. Well, and I do want to make sure to share as well. We right before we do this show, we also have a radio show. We are live on River West Radio every Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. Central, and they have a big event coming up. riverwestradio.com is where you can find more info. Again, riverwestradio.com. Tickets are on sale right now for River West Radio's third annual Sunset Gala Cruise. It's on Friday, May 29th. You're going to join us for an evening of food, raffle prizes, karaoke, and a celebration on the water, and also helping to support the future of a truly local, independent radio station in Milwaukee. River West Radio depends on community support, and this is one of the biggest fundraisers of the year. So, quite literally, don't miss the boat. Get your tickets now at riverwestradio.com. I know they have all the details listed on there and on their website. I know they said to board the boat starting at 6:30 p.m., 7 o'clock, they take off, and it's 2 hours on Lake Michigan. So it's gorgeous. We were on this river cruise, I believe it was 2 years ago, and oh my gosh, was it a good time? The weather was beautiful. We got to enjoy, like I said, karaoke. Oh, such good music. So everybody's out there dancing. There was just a party atmosphere, and everybody is having a fun time. The views are spectacular because if you're not familiar with Lake Michigan and the coast there where Milwaukee is, you got the beautiful city on one side and you've got lake literally as far as you can see. You cannot see land on the other side. Lake Michigan's huge and it is a fun time. So if you are in the area, this is the Saturday after Memorial Day weekend. I said Saturday, my bad. Friday. Don't get that wrong. It's on Friday, the 29th of May. So if you are in town in Milwaukee that weekend, make a point of getting on the boat and having some fun. So, with that, any final thoughts anybody has to share? Kurt, I see you. You're heading your way.
Yeah, I want to encourage everybody that as of right now, kick off with this show celebrating the Americans with Disabilities Act. We have on the calendar on Thursday, July 23rd, we're going to be with our Helpopedia crew. They're going to be hosting, I'm on the board for Helpopedia, so in a little sense, we are hosting, a 2 hour session, a celebratory event that's going to include Americans with Disabilities Got Talent. And so we're hoping to line up, maybe 20, 30, Americans with disabilities with talent and show their, physical art pieces, playing music, whatever their talents are, singing, whatever they got, doing stand-up comedy, who knows what it is. So come on in and come on, Americans with disabilities, report to us what talent you got. We'll get you hooked up with Helpopedia, helpopedia.org. We're going to put on a big show and we're going to get agencies involved, disability service organizations. It's going to be a real night of unity. And again, that Independence Day celebration for Americans with disabilities and goes all the way through Sunday, July 26th, because that is the anniversary day of when the law was signed in by George H.W. Bush.
But well, and you're speaking of Helpopedia, they also just released their special needs directory online. So that website, please share it out there. The website is specialneeds.help, Help. Again, specialneeds.help. That is a massive directory that everybody knows somebody who could benefit from information there. There's so much to learn.
Yeah,
So
so
Kurt,
and Mary Ann
go ahead.
was asking again for the date on the celebration for with Helpopedia, helpopedia.org. Again, that's Thursday, July 23rd. So everybody wants to do it. And the time will be 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern, that 2 hour window on that date. And, so again, we're going to be giving the stage to Americans with disabilities that night.
Excellent. Well, and as we're wrapping up here, Michael, I'm going to send it back your way. Any final thoughts for us tonight?
I just I like what everyone said. I like the messages everyone said. I just wanted to reiterate that if you're curious, start the conversation and put yourself out there, because nothing bad can really happen.
Good will come. And that is what it's all about. Be confident, ask the questions, be curious. I love it. Thank you so much. That meant everything to me tonight. I really appreciate your thoughts. Thank you so much, Michael.
Thank you.
And actually, Marianne, I want to pass it back to you again here. Any final thoughts?
Well, I just want to share some creative things we did yesterday. It was Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, which was the Mexican Revolution. And needless to say, they really don't celebrate that. It's more of a American holiday to party with a purpose. And a couple of weeks ago, we partied with a purpose with the Parrot Heads. We did a fundraiser for a refrigerator for a men's drug and alcohol house here in San Carlos, Mexico. And so my Captain Carla, we wanted a piñata. It was Brennan's birthday on Friday, May 1st. So we had a little fiesta. I catered to it with my friends in the pool. And Carla brought this beautiful uh, piñata that I gave her boxes from popcorn boxes, a Kirkland box. And she made this. So this is my new hanging parrot, party with a purpose. His name is Fruitcake. And yes, so the creativity goes nonstop. And so you can do whatever you want to do and put your mind to. And, there's useful things around the house. And these were just boxes, and she had some paint, and we had a good time. So just want to share our new fruitcake is his name. And there's a little bit of a fruitcake in every one of us, as Jimmy Buffett sang the song Fruitcakes. And again, we want to thank the Parrot Heads. They party with a purpose. They have so many organizations out there throughout the United States that they party with a purpose to fundraise for, books, toilets for schools, school supplies. We fundraised for a refrigerator. So good things are happening. Just wanted to share that update with you. And Kurt, we look forward to bringing Brennan Williams to Helpopedia with his sound bath bowls. He's an amazing sound bath healer, and we've done some amazing healing here in the San Carlos community and building it. And I know he'll want to get involved, and especially with the schools and on the Mark TV as well. So here's his information. And if anybody is interested in contacting him, and sound bath healing for the schools is going to be, I think, the wave of the future, as well as for hospitals. They're changing some things, and we got good things that are going to be happening with On the Mark TV. So again, if anybody wants to talk to On the Mark TV directly, you can give him a call. He's available to talk to, and here's his information if you want to share your brands. And this is his new flyer. So thank you so much for this great Conversations That Matter. Congratulations, Michael. Maybe Brennan can make you a book trailer like my book trailers and get it out there on the World of Ability. It's just so amazing. So something to think about tonight when you go to sleep, Michael. Let's create that book trailer for you. Let's get that on the World of Ability Network YouTube channel. And have Santa Papa John possibly read your book on Saturdays as a book club. Thank you so much. Adios. Aloha. Mahalo. I'm Marianne of Waikiki.
Excellent. Well, what a community we have here tonight. Marianne, Kurt, Michael, Florence, you guys are all amazing and so appreciated. My name again is Sue Roskoff, and all of us here at Ability MKE now and